Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Matt and Tucker from Crunchmoo, and we are here with a special discussion video. We don't normally
Very
break our
special
tradition.
discussion video.
Yeah, we don't
This is
normally
very
break our Wednesday
important.
tradition, but we figured that, the internet's blowing up about this for a good reason, mind you, about net neutrality and all this shit that I don't understand. So because I don't understand it that much, and I know a lot of people out there probably don't understand it either, I'm gonna let Tucker explain to you what the hell's going on, and maybe I'll get educated too. So
Okay.
take it away.
This is a very, very important subject in anything to deal with the internet, in gaming, in everything. It's very important that you keep your ears open about what's going on here. Um, I don't even know where to begin. This is I didn't expect this to actually happen. I mean, it's been coming down the pipeline for a while now, and I think they tried a couple times beforehand to get this bullshit through, but they finally got it through. The FCC, the rules of the net neutrality have been pretty much nullified, canned. I think they left one rule. I can't exactly remember the. I'll just kind of paraphrase what the rule basically says. The rule that they kept in place. Actually, fuck it. I'm just gonna go and talk about the what net neutrality is. Basically, it's saying that an ISP cannot play special favorites with different websites that favor them and basically speed up other people's internet and slow the fuck down or cancel or just completely block other websites just because they don't agree with their opinion or their, Netflix, for instance, like 50% of a lot of the bandwidth that comes through a lot of these ISPs is from Netflix and other streaming sources and gaming. So I can understand why Netflix or not Netflix, the ISPs are pissed. It's specifically Verizon, but that does not excuse what they've done here. All right, so basically the rules of that, like I described, basically protects the consumer and the websites against the ISPs playing favorites. That's boiling down, brass tacks. That's the lowest common denominator of what we're talking about here. The rule they did leave in place is basically the FCC covering their ass. It's basically saying that they're going to review decisions or something along those lines coming through the changes that the ISPs make. And that's basically them making a rubber stamp like they did the FISA courts and the NDAA. Not to get any political or anything. But actually, wait, I'm going to rephrase that.
Damn it.
Oh. I mean, this is basically like the rubber stamps that the FISA courts had with the NSA. And I'm not going to get too political on that one, but it's the same thing. It's them covering their ass. So, what does this mean for us? A lot of things. It means that just because a company doesn't like another person's viewpoint on a website, there's a lot of people out there that say bad things about ISPs. They don't like them, or just because somebody has a dissenting opinion against the people who own the ISPs, or for any reason, and knowing how corrupt Washington is and all the corporations and everything, they could easily just pour money into something and say, I don't like these people, shut them down. So if you have an opinion that nobody likes, your website's either going to be slowed down to a crawl unless you fork up some extra cash, or you're just going to be completely eliminated. Your website's going to be blocked. And I foresee Pirate Bay definitely, they're going bye-bye with a lot of ISPs. They're not going to be around much longer with this change, which is a good
Yeah,
thing,
I can totally
which
see
is a
that.
very good thing. Kudos to them for getting rid of the Pirate Bay. We don't condone pirating here at Crunchmoo.
No, definitely. But
No,
also, if this actually goes through, then
it's already
a lot
through.
of a lot of things. All right. Well, I'm just saying, if it doesn't get shot down or anything like that, a lot of things that we do enjoy will probably get
Yeah,
um get hit by this too.
yeah.
But I mean, to play on the opposite side of the coin here, I vaguely understand what's going on. I don't quite grasp it all now, but I mean, definitely I understand it more now that you explained it like that. But what if like we had that whole SOPA and whatever the fuck it was Pippo thing a couple of years ago, like that didn't get through. What's to say like this shit won't get through
Well,
either or
that's
anything
because they
like
were
that?
they were trying to apply direct pressure to the Congress and the president, people of that nature. They were trying to put the screws right on the government. They found a back door through the FCC. So they pushed all their efforts here, and meanwhile, their Viacom is tightening the screws on YouTube, and that's what we happened with the copyright. I think they called it Copyright Gate or something along those lines about a month ago or so, where YouTube just made ridiculous copyright strikes, or not strikes, but copyright flags against these people. In fact, we actually got hit with a flag once. Actually, it was a public domain song in our Crunch Moo 2013 in
Yeah.
review. It was a song done by the U.S. Air Force. It was Air on G String by Bach. It was recorded by the U.S. Air Force, meaning it's in public domain. Yet some, what, I don't even fucking know what company it was, decided to flag it
Some
as their
ridiculous
own.
shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
We've been
So
flagged many times for stupid ass reasons. Some of them valid, some of them like fucking ridiculous.
yeah, and we appealed them. I'm not sure what the current state on our Crunchmoo review 2013 is, but that's completely beside the point. They could not get it through by pressuring screws on Congress, but they realized they can get it through this way. And what meanwhile they were pushing, tightening the screws on YouTube and making them be little yes men and taking the orders, yes sir, from the big companies like Viacom.
So well, obviously you just said like this went through already. So do you think there's any chance at all that if more people, which believe me, there are definitely a lot more people now talking about it on YouTube, on their blogs or whatever the fuck. Do you think if more people speak up, will this like not go through anymore? Like, will they repeal it or what the hell they're gonna do?
Well, the problem is you're failing, not to put any pressure on you, but you're failing to understand what this actually is.
Oh, I
It's
completely fail to understand what this actually is. That's
what
the point of the
happened
video.
is Verizon appeal basically there was a federal appellate court. It was a 3-0 vote, 3-0 saying nullify most of the rules of the Net Neutrality Act. The only way this will be fixed at all is if the FCC brings this to the Supreme Court. It's the only way this is going to get fixed.
Well, better
Otherwise,
fucking
you're
do that.
fucked. So this is a very important issue. A couple other things to touch on. People have talked about this before. Uh, Basically, I'm just going to summarize. I've already sort of said this, but I'm just going to go back and say it again. Things they can do with this new fuck up of a net neutrality, whatever this is. They can now slow down a specific website's internet or completely just ban them all outright, the ISPs. You won't be able to connect to them if they A, have a dissenting opinion, or B, don't fork up enough cash. So what's going to end up happening, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinions, this isn't tinfoil hat bullshit. This is real, this is happening. And knowing that, people will say that this is the worst case scenario. And I don't want to parrot anybody else who said anything, but have you seen what's happened in the last 4 years? Everything people say is the worst case scenario has happened. This is common practice. So I expect this. What I'm expecting is these companies like Verizon and these ISPs that are getting pissy and pissy that people are streaming and taking up a bunch of bandwidth, and they want a big slice of that pie, so they're going to start charging people, for the premium platinum package or whatever it is. They already sort of do that with data limits, data caps. Comcast, I think, did it. Verizon's probably going to be doing something along those lines if they don't already have it. So basically, if you want to watch Netflix, they'll look at, oh, you watch Netflix, we're gonna have to charge you $300 a month. Sorry about that. If you want to keep using these services, or it can go another way where Netflix is just going to have to pony up a bunch of cash just to keep the high fiber internet connection that they have. So streaming is high, fast, and that's going to the cost of that is just going to be reflected on the consumer, and you're going to see the cost of subscriptions go up and up and up and up to the point where it's going to be not worth it. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to use this because, let's face it, cable's dead. There's no fucking point in having cable anymore now that Hulu and Netflix is out, and it's getting better and better and better by the year and by the day, really. So they're
Well,
trying to figure out whatever they can as opposed to adapting. They want the status quo. It's like the entertainment industry and like the music industry, how they were all freaking flipped out about Napster back in what was it, like 2001 or something along those lines.
yeah, about 2000, I think.
So as opposed to adapting to the new internet age, they want to bring us back to the CD, the status quo back in the good old days where the record companies can just milk nickel and dime you forever, and the music the people who do the music, and nickel and dime them the hell. The only money they really get out is that t-shirt sales and ticket sales, and that they don't get much out of CD sales, but they want, as opposed to adapting to the new age, they want to bring us back to the old age, and that's what they're trying to do here with this. They want everyone to have cable and be all nice and back to the '80s kind of thing, back to the '90s when cable mattered.
Well, as someone who has Verizon Fios, I don't see what they would possibly like gain out of like doing that shit because they kind of already do it. Like, you got to pay. You got the premium package that gives you like super fast internet. I don't have that because I
Hmm.
suck. You pay different levels of internet speed. Like, I got like 50 meg download, 25 meg upload, like whatever. You could pay
Yeah,
for what, like 75 download, 50 upload, shit like that. So it's already kind of like in place like that system.
yeah. I wasn't quite sure about Verizon's.
Yeah, Verizon has that. I don't know about anything else.
I know Charter has it. That's the internet I used to have.
Comcast probably has something like that because they suck. Time Warner Cable sucks just as
Yeah,
much, but I
say
don't think Time Warner Cable has anything like that.
but again, I don't want to insult you or anything, but I think you're failing to see the point in this.
I very much am.
They already have these systems in work, these data caps. But now with net neutrality gutted, they can now go to Netflix and go pony up some cash. We want some money
Oh
if
yeah,
we're going to
totally. No,
give
I
you.
understand that
And
aspect of
that's
it.
basically what this is all about. They're gonna
Yeah,
fucking nickel and dime everybody they can just so they can make a bank. They have deep ass fucking pockets, and we saw that with Viacom just suing the fuck out of YouTube. And now Net YouTube is tightening the screws down on content creators. And this is something I've wanted to fucking rant about for a fucking shit time. Even though that's not a correct way of using an expletive. Uh,
there's always the correct way to use an expletive.
I'm just baffled at what the fuck's going on here. And and finally people are starting to fucking wake up about it. I realize that the Copygate thing that happened back in December sort of died down, but I'm really hoping with this net neutrality gutting this damn near treasonous act of people buying into legalized bribes I'm glad this is finally catching some attention. I swear this better do something. This better get to the Supreme Court, and they better rule the way the American people want them to rule, and the way that's constitutional. And if we don't, the way we see the internet nowadays is just going to completely change in the next year.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be like one of those things where you tell your grandkids about how good the internet was when you
Yeah,
were a kid or something like that.
it's exactly what it's going to be. The open age of the internet is gone if we don't do anything about this. This means being vocal, talking to people, sharing this video and any other video that has anything to do with this topic, and news articles and everything to everybody you know. Make sure everybody knows what this is happening. I know last year with the SOPA and PIPA, we had it was July or January 20th. They finally struck down SOPA and PIPA. Uh, we had like Wikipedia blacked out. Twitter, I think Twitter blacked out. I think Reddit did it too. A lot of these websites just blacked out, and they're doing it again. I think it's going to be February 11th or something like that. I think it's commemorating the death of I cannot remember his name right now. Aaron something. He was very instrumental in taking down SOPA and PIPA.
Yeah,
So
I have no idea.
sign petitions. I mean, even though they're not going to do jack shit, it at least gets your at least it's vocal. It's saying something. It's making our name known. I can't really say anything else. I mean, if they were going through Congress, I could say flood the fuck out of the congressmen. Because they don't listen. People always wonder why I always say if you don't like something, call your congressman. It's because if you get enough people calling the congressman, they're not going to be able to pick up. Their phone wires are going to be going off so much that they get the point that they can't even pick up a phone because they got another phone call.
Yeah, I mean, somebody just get the word out. That's the most important
Yeah,
thing. And I know you know a lot more about the subject than I do. I'm very ignorant on the subject. In some
and
cases, ignorance is bliss because I am ever the optimist, and I'm sure as hell hoping, like, I'm not hoping, I'm expecting this to not, like, stick. I'm really hoping not. But even so, even if I do expect that, I do think it's important that we have to get the word out, like, somehow.
so
Like, this isn't
please,
the usual type of content we put out. We try to be funny, but there's nothing really to
there's
laugh about with
you
this
can't say
situation.
anything funny here. It sickens me.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
pretty fucked
even
up.
use adjectives and verbs. I can't even think of anything that I could use to just say how shitty this is. I'm baffled for speech.
You're
It's just so
speechless. You're
bad. I'm
speechless.
completely speechless on how fucked up this is, and I cannot. Seriously, we need to make sure we step up, or else this is gone. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna
I
be
mean,
telling our
we might not
grandkids
be able
how
to
to.
put out videos anymore or
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean, we were already facing that with the Copygate thing, and I guess one last thing to say about that whole fucking fiasco. I know a lot of people were saying, especially people like two people like Angry Joe, get a real job. I know I can't remember the YouTuber's name, but he called out Boogie2988. You know, I love his videos and I love Angry Joe's videos, but he was calling him out and basically saying, "Ah, well, get a real job. You know, YouTube making money on YouTube isn't. You know, you shouldn't be doing that. This is the people's content." And they fail to understand where fair use and all, basically reviewing content. Long fucking story, but with these new bullshit tactics that are coming down because Viacom decided to sue YouTube. I think it was like back in 2006. YouTube won, and then fucking Viacom, oh, we're just going to appeal it and do it again. So I'm not quite sure what happened of that. I think YouTube won again, but they're finally pushing the screws down on YouTube, making it to where there's no point in us getting a partnership anymore. In fact, right now we're going through Google AdSense and we're just making sure videos we monetize are monetizable videos, and we have word from the developer saying that we can. How is the next Angry Joe show, or the next Boogie2988, or us for that matter, how is us going to get anywhere to any level of acknowledgement if these practices of what's going on with the internet now, with these net neutrality and what's going on with the Copygate issues, how are we going to gain prominence? How is the lower people even lower than us? How are they going to step up?
Yeah, it's a pretty fucked up situation. Like I don't know, YouTube as we know it already is like the whole landscape is kind of changing.
Yeah.
We probably jumped in at the wrong time, but we're
Oh,
still trying to make it, and I'm just hoping like this shit isn't gonna go down the way it might very well go down.
well, I'm ever the pessimist, and I think it's going to happen this way. And I really hope that it goes to the Supreme Court, and I hope the Supreme Court has a fucking spine and stands up for what's right. You know, this is again, I'm speechless. Please get the word out. Share this video. Tell your friends. I mean, it would humble me to much degree if this video made a difference to anybody. If it's informed you and you got to share the word and add a little bit of humor to this, just add some kind of humor to this,
Yeah,
lining
I
our
mean,
banks.
you're speechless.
Okay.
I'm speechless because I have like no idea what to say with this. But hopefully you people watching this do more research on it because obviously I'm not the most educated person on earth. I'm sure Tucker missed some points, but we got the gist of it. Just watch other people's videos. There's a lot of people talking about this, and take a stand.
I
That's
got one
really
last thing
all
to
you
say.
can possibly do at this point.
I have
So
one last
I
thing to
mean,
say.
you got something to say?
I do.
Go ahead.
I've seen a lot of YouTube videos, especially like the Young Turks. I don't want to talk about them too much, but they're blaming conservatives on these, and some people are blaming liberals on this. This is not a conservative or liberal issue. This is a corrupt government issue.
Yeah, it's just
I'm not
people.
going to want to. I'm
Yeah.
not going to reveal what my political stances are, but you can probably tell by what I've discussed here what that is. It's not a right wing issue. It's not a left wing issue. It's an American issue. And
Exactly.
that's all I have to say about that. If this helped you at all, please rate and subscribe. Share this video. I swear, please share this video. It would mean the world to us. And I hope this doesn't go down the way I think it's going to. But if it does, brace yourselves. And just have a nice day.